先は闇の戦い。半蔵、天海殿、頼まれてくれようか。はは。
Hello, and welcome to Let's Play Nioh, Episode 16, The Source of Evil. Edward Kelley has used his evil magic to summon the Gasha-dokuro. Or Gasha-dokuro. Did I just say that the same way twice, or was that slightly different? It's hard for me to tell. The Battle of Sekigahara has technically ended, but with the evil left behind of the Gasha-dokuro, William is here to try and defeat it. All sorts of yokai are now present, as are the undead, which are a form of yokai. This level is mostly just a boss fight. I'll be exploring around still, showing a few things. But right away, if you want to, you can just run up and fight the boss. So this sort of crystal spike we just got, we can use to change and alter the bigger... you can see that one in the distance. They're red big crystals. They're empowering the Gasha-dokuro and leaving patches on the ground that debuff. And that enemy had hyper armor, and I did not realize it until too late. But yes, the large crystals, you can take the spike up to them, and you can alter them to make them buff you instead. There is 3 in total. There are patches on the ground in the boss fight itself. So you can just run straight up to the boss and fight him, but you will have debuffs around you. Your stamina will have a harder time regenerating. The boss will get buffs. So it's much better to actually deal with the crystals before going down there. Dealing with the crystals, though, is still easier said than done. I do know of ways and paths you can run through to try and get all of them doing these sort of suicide runs where you get them and then you die, and then you get them and you die. And you do that 3 times, and then you have them all. And then you can just run in and fight the boss. So, what exactly is a Gasha-dokuro? The concept is that it is made up of many bodies of dead bodies. Yep, I can't believe I just said it that way. I would facepalm, but I don't know if it carries so well in the audio. The Gasha-dokuro is made up of many dead bodies of soldiers, generally, who had fallen in battle without any sort of funeral rites. They were simply left to rot, and their collective malice and grudges would form into this massive body, and their flesh would decay away and rot away, leaving just the skeleton. It is how you'd end up with a gigantic skeleton that wanders around, generally at night, trying to bite the heads off of people. The Gasha-dokuro would rattle, it would creep through the night and try and sneak up on people, which may sound a bit ridiculous, a gigantic skeleton sneaking up on people while rattling, but, you know, people probably just weren't paying enough attention. So the idea is that this creature is just so big, there's nothing really you can do about it. You just have to wait for it to burn out or die by itself. Now, the Gasha-dokuro in Nioh is weak to pretty much all elements. Things like poison and paralysis it's resistant to, but it is weak to fire, to water, to wind, to lightning, to earth. So any buff or any guardian spirit can deal a good amount of damage to it. I'm not quite sure why lesser Umibozu are here, but they are. Now, it should be mentioned, I'm pretty undergeared and underleveled for this whole battle. You can see what I have, and I'm not doing too well in the way of defense and armor. My weapon does not deal enough damage. My build is not perfect. I was more so getting a lot of different things so I can show off more weapons and different armors. So when we get to the actual fight, I'm going to struggle a lot. Also, I don't know what happened here, why that Yokai was able to just get back up instantly. Here is one of the large crystals that you can break into with a spike and turn it onto your side. Thus changing the yokai realm of the Gasha-dokuro on the ground. But whenever you do that, the giant skeleton does notice you. So you'll have to run from its beams and balls of energy. Here I accidentally bit off more than I can chew. There were quite a few deaths in this level. More deaths than the rest of the LP combined, really. Being underleveled for this battle, the source of evil, is pretty brutal. And even when you are appropriately leveled and geared out, it can still be pretty brutal because of just how many yokai there are, how heavily damaging things are. Now that was just complete error on my part. I should not have tried to attack when I did. Now, when you get the attention of the Gasha-dokuro, you can go to a shrine simply and pray. You'll be immune to any of the balls of energy that fly at you, and it will just completely forget that it was targeting you, and go back to being distracted. This area over here is particularly dangerous. The one-eyed Oni is not too bad. What is a real problem is the summons, the revenants that come out of the Gasha-dokuro yokai realms. And, oh look at that, it's the second boss of the game again. There are two of it on this level. Earlier I used my bow to look at one of the areas where it would appear. This is the second. Like they like to do, he hits harder, he's faster, he has more health. If you can, I would just completely suggest avoiding fighting this creature. Because just one wrong dodge and you're dead. What's a bit more funny is that you can just run straight past it. He still gets summoned, but you can run to the other side of this crystal really quickly and just jab the spike in, and he won't really know what to do. Now, Gasha-dokuro is more of a puzzle boss. You have to damage its limbs so that Tenkai can then pin it and its head will go down and you can hit it in the head. Also, that spinning move it has is the deadliest attack of its. Very hard to dodge, very hard to deal with, very hard to get away from. At least it's a short run to the boss. Gasha-dokuro really frustrates me as a boss. It just has so much health. You really, really need to have some power behind your attacks if you want to kill the boss. When you see it vibrating, get ready for it to jump up and try to spin to face you. Whenever it lifts its foot to step on you, prepare to move towards the other foot, because it'll often move outwards, expecting you to dodge away. Now that one of its feet is damaged, Tenkai will pin it with his magic. A living weapon early just so that I can get as many swings as possible. Now look at Gasha-dokuro's health. That is a lot to get through still. This is one of my most hated bosses in the game, simply because of the amount of damage that is required of you to output on it. As well, once you destroy his legs, the more difficult part comes where you have to destroy his hands. Whenever they come down, you have to try and hit them. As well, these Oni bees get summoned, and they're just annoying. They're there to help buff your weapon because the Gasha-dokuro is weak to all elemental types. You will deal a significantly larger amount of damage when it's like that. Right here, I did not see it was ready. I should have living weaponed. This fight could have actually ended pretty well. You want to get away from Gasha-dokuro's upper body right away as soon as he starts getting up, because he'll clap his hands together and try to smash you, and as far as I can understand, it's a one-hit kill. And his footsteps have a huge AoE. Now, I tried Gasha-dokuro a lot of times for recording this, and I'm having trouble playing just because of how bad my back is. That's why there was no episode yesterday. I could barely move. So, I am struggling to play and making a lot of mistakes from just pain. So I decided, hey, let's do a little bit more co-op. Because you've effectively seen the entirety of the Gasha-dokuro fight now. Summoning someone costs an Ochoko Cup. You can find those on, generally, Revenants for summoning people. A lot of people you summon will just one-shot bosses. This person, I think they were trying to not do too much damage at once to let me actually fight the boss. Because as you'll see, they're not just running around doing combos, hitting everything they can. Which I'm fine with. They're still helping. Oh yeah, when Gasha-dokuro is spinning, what you want to do is get kind of a medium distance away, out of the reach of the hand, but inside, under the tail. See, the summon's not doing the combos. They're just doing single hits. And that's Gasha-dokuro.
鑑真殿、よくぞ。それにしてもかような邪法は見たことがありません。三成殿、そなた。
果たしたなウィリアム。犠牲となった者たちも報われよう。
大谷義継が家臣、湯浅五助。
大義であった。
は。
家康殿、小早川秀明でござりまする。逃げた三成めは沢山の城へと落ち延びる算段でありましょう。三成の首はぜひ私めにお任せを。この秀明、霧に苦しめられましたが、東軍へと馳せ参じ、獅子奮迅の活躍。
好きにいたせ。
小早川殿だけでは難儀であろう。わしも手はずを整えたらすぐに後を追いまする。
Kelley is there. I'm going to.
Nioh正殿と小早川殿は逃れる石田勢を追って沢山の城へと軍を進めた。じゃがわしらの探るところ、三成殿はケリーめと共に伊吹山へと落ちたようだ。ウィリアム、お主は天海殿と共に伊吹山へ向かえ。敗軍の将とはいえ、三成殿は油断ならぬ男。気を引き締めて参るのだ。
Now, after the Battle of Sekigahara, we're tasked with finding the Shimazu and defeating them. The Desperate Retreat, or as it's famously known, the Shimazu Retreat, happened during the Battle of Sekigahara, where the Shimazu were on the losing side, the Western Army, but what they did was they retreated forwards instead of backwards. They went through the army of Tokugawa Ieyasu and moved forwards and then broke off and started their retreat. It was considered both gutsy and completely foolhardy. In doing so, they were able to go and rescue the hostages, which were in the, I believe it was the northeast. Northeast of Shimazu lands, anyway. They're in the far southwest of Japan. The Shimazu clan, despite their small size originally, they're pretty powerful historically. They did really well. They did a lot of tactics of retreating and tiring out enemies, sort of guerrilla warfare, sort of similar to some tactics of the Mongols. They were very fond of starting a fight and then falling back, and while everyone tires themselves out chasing them, they just hit them with guns. And then when they're tired, just finally finishing them off. If I remember right, they were known to use monk shooting style, which is essentially sitting cross-legged with the gun against your chest and firing. And they like to do a lot of ambushes like that. All while the Eastern Army chased them, they just kept ambushing them over and over again, wearing them down and wearing them down, and eventually managed to retreat all the way back to their own lands and survive.
手柄を渡したのは不本意でしたが、見事でございました。命を捨て、主を生かさんとする彼らの義、狂うておると断じるはたやすいでしょうな。
But that is episode 16, The Source of Evil. In the next episode, we will be going after Ishida Mitsunari to finally finish him off after his retreat from Sekigahara. I will see you next time.